Hi everyone, my name is Zach Breeding. I am the adult care dietitian at Drexel Medicine Cystic Fibrosis Center. And today we're going to be talking about vitamins and minerals and their importance in cystic fibrosis. So what is their importance? Well, every vitamin and mineral has a slew of things that they do. Some act as hormones, some act as cofactors to help other vitamins and minerals absorb or metabolize. And a lot of them are just really useful for people with cystic fibrosis in terms of allowing for normal growth, whether you're pediatric or you're adult, normal pulmonary function, normal bodily functions, immunity, and like I said, general overall health. The most common deficiencies in cystic fibrosis are fat-soluble vitamins, mostly because 85% of people with cystic fibrosis are pancreatic insufficient, which means the enzymes that break down fat that go from the pancreas to the stomach, that doesn't work. And so all the fats, fat-soluble vitamins, nutrients that come from fat do not get absorbed into the bloodstream. And so the fat-soluble vitamins include vitamins A, D, E, and K. D you can get from the sunlight. However, it still needs fat in order to absorb. Zinc, which is mediated by pancreatic enzymes. So the absorption needs pancreatic enzymes in order to go into the bloodstream. Lastly, calcium. Why? Because vitamin D helps calcium absorb. So if you're deficient in vitamin D because it's a fat-soluble vitamin, then you're probably also deficient in calcium. This could cause osteoporosis, osteopenia, or depending on how vitamin D deficient you are and you're pediatric, it could even cause rickets, which are all deficiency symptoms of vitamin D. So let's go back to the big four, vitamins A, D, E, and K. What has vitamin A? We're talking about orange things. We're talking about sweet potatoes. We're talking about carrots, orange bell peppers, apricots. Also, we can throw in some dark leafy greens. They're not orange, but they still have vitamin A. Anything fortified. So whole milk is usually fortified with vitamins A and D. Whole milk also has fat in it, which helps those vitamins absorb. So eating any of these vitamins that I'm going to talk about with fat is also really important. Like I said, vitamin D comes from the sunlight. However, salmons and sardines and fortified milk or other foods have vitamin D in them as well. Not as much as the sunlight. However, it does have some. Vitamin E foods include vegetable oils, almonds, mayonnaise even, and broccoli. Vitamin K foods include blueberries, broccoli, leafy greens, including like spinach, kale, collard greens, broccoli, things like that. Any sort of a deficiency in most of these, except for, like I said, vitamin D, which I described pretty specifically, you might experience pale, dry, flaky skin, general fatigue or weakness. If you malabsorb fat because you have pancreatic insufficiency or you think you might be pancreatic insufficient, then you could have some bloating, stomach pain, oily stools, or really, really foul-smelling stools. All of these things could mean that you're malabsorbing fat, which also could probably mean you're malabsorbing fat-soluble vitamins. So, in this recipe, we're going to be talking about a few different fat-soluble vitamins. We have eggs, which are fortified with vitamin D. We have kale, which, as I said, has vitamin A and vitamin K. And we have sweet potatoes or yams, which have vitamin A. And we have vegetable oil, which has vitamin E. So we have all our fat-soluble vitamins right here. We have some goat cheese that we're going to add in, which has some fat in it, which is going to help all this absorb. Eggs and oil also have fat, obviously, which is going to help this absorb as well. And all together, we're going to be making a frittata, which is basically baked eggs, kind of like a crustless quiche. They're the same thing. Now, I like to make my frittatas in a muffin pan. Why? Because they're easier to serve. You're not having this big dish to pour your eggs into and you're cutting it up. It's much easier to dispose into for different people having in muffin tins. Also, this helps if you want to make one batch and refrigerate it and save it for other breakfasts you can microwave later. This makes it easier for you in the event that you only want to cook once for the whole week. You get 6 muffin tins or 6 muffin sections to fill up, so it's for 6 breakfasts. Very easy when cooking can be difficult. So what I have in the bowl already is 8 whole eggs that I'm going to go ahead and whisk up. When you're whisking eggs, you want to make sure that you break up the yolks as well as the whites pretty good. It's really all on the wrist. All right, so once that's combined, go ahead and throw in about a teaspoon or two of apple cider vinegar. This is going to help break down the other vegetables that are going to be going into it and add a little bit of flavor. We're going to go ahead and add some Dijon mustard, about 2 teaspoons to here as well. All right. And stir that up. Now, if you did want to make this into a frittata, all you'd have to do is get a pie crust, put it in a cast iron skillet that's greased, dump this in there, and then there you go, you have a crust. Some people use biscuit dough. You can do a bunch of different things to make a quiche, but that's probably one of the easiest ways. All right, so you have your eggs. Then you go ahead and you pour it into your muffin pan that is lined with vegetable oil. You can use olive oil too if you want. Okay, so you don't want to fill it up all the way because you're going to be adding other ingredients. So you probably only want to fill it up about half of the way. All right. If you have any left over, just wait and you can do this all over again if you want to. So I have some kale that's been chopped and washed. I'm going to throw some of that in there. If you want to use spinach or collard greens or whatever else you want, that's fine. Some sweet potatoes. All right. Some onions that have been chopped as well. And then if you want to, you can fill it back up a little bit more with some more eggs. Another way to do this in a larger pan is to saute your onions, your potatoes, and your kale together in a pan with some oil, and then dump your eggs over that and throw that whole thing in the oven. You can do that as well. This is just way simpler. So once you have your muffins assembled, you take your goat cheese, and I have about half a cup here, or about 4 ounces, and just take a few crumbles and just crumble it right in. If goat cheese is not your thing, you can add whatever kind of cheese you want. There's no reason to add any low-fat cheese or any reduced fat cheese. A full-fat cheese here is really what we're looking for to help absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. So once all of your ingredients are in the muffin tin, you want to go ahead and throw it into your toaster oven or into an oven, preheated it at 400 degrees. Okay. Now that'll go ahead and bake for about 20 to 25 minutes or until you shake it and nothing wiggles. When things wiggle, it means the eggs aren't cooked all the way. So we want not a wiggling situation. The eggs will rise a little bit, and that's okay. You'll have little egg muffins. So our frittata style eggs are ready. Go ahead and take them out of the, I'm in a toaster oven here. Just be careful because they're hot. And there they are, completely done. So what I'll do is I'll take one of them out so you guys can look at it. You might need a knife to guide your way out. Okay. There we go. I like to finish up with a little more goat cheese because, I mean, it's goat cheese, so why not, right? Right on top. This is great alongside with some fresh fruit or just by itself if you want to. Also go with some oatmeal or any other breakfast grain that you like. Now, with all of this said, all of this good nutrition that we're talking about, sometimes your serum laboratory values for your fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, just won't go up. And you're low, and you try everything with nutrition, and it just doesn't happen. So what do? So this is when you talk to your CF care center, especially your dietitian, about getting on a vitamin, a CF-specific vitamin. Foundation Care, CF Services, your enzyme company, all offer CF-specific vitamins that can help increase your serum levels. The thing about these vitamins versus over-the-counter is that they are greater in amount and greater in absorbability than a regular standard over-the-counter vitamin. Despite this, it's still very important to take these vitamins with your pancreatic enzymes if you are pancreatic insufficient. Even if you're not pancreatic insufficient, it's still important for you to get the CF-specific vitamins just because they're in greater amounts, and it's still possible that someone who is pancreatic sufficient could still maybe malabsorb some fat-soluble vitamins even though they're pancreatic sufficient. So with all that said, between good nutrition, talking to your CF care center, talking to your dietitian, and maybe getting on a CF-specific vitamin, your serum levels can go up and you can get the vitamins that you need, the A, the D, the E, the K, while you're monitoring your zinc and your calcium, because as we said before, those two things are also related. So I hope this information helps. If you have any questions, just feel free to post below this video, and have a great day.